Hello everyone, in the name of the Master and Lifelong Learning School, I welcome you and thank you for your attention to this webinar. I would like to introduce the webinar illustrating some relevant data from the Politecnico and the school. Okay, so I will introduce some facts and figures. Politecnico has a long history. We were founded 150 years ago as a technical school for engineers, and after that we had a long development in the history of Italy. Today, so we are based in Torino and also in other sites. Okay, let's go. In our school, we have we are very proud about the last ranking, university ranking, because we are at this moment in 2019 ranks by QS. The Politecnico ranks at the 41st place in the world rankings for engineering. And another key points is that we are third in the world for the employment rate between all the technical universities. You can have a look in the slides in which we have the position in another sector. Our main campus is based in Torino, and in this campus we have 4 main sites, as you can see in the slides, in which we have dedicated different courses for each site. We have a main school of engineering, a school of architecture, and other 2, one for the design, and the last one for the specializing master and lifelong learning school. That is the main topic of this webinar. We have also some other sites in our region that is called Piedmont, and in which we have some bachelor, mainly some bachelor degrees. We have also some international stable connection, and we have some collaboration with 2 main campuses, one in Tashkent, that is in Uzbekistan, and other ones in China, mainly in Shanghai, as where we have courses and professors that go there. Our evolution is that we have a different kind of activity. We have bachelor degrees, master degrees, and these are some numbers to give you just an idea of our dimension. We have a big university in which we have in total 35,000 students, both for bachelor and master degrees. And also, we have quite 700 PhD students in different courses. We are very proud about the fact that we have, for the Italian university, a really consistent number of international students. In fact, we have 60% of our students that come abroad. And also, the majority of our students are not from our region, from our city, but from other part of Italy, or as I told you before, abroad. Every year we enrolled more or less 5,000 students, because we have a close number and we have a very huge selection about new students. The provenience of the international student is very wide. So we have students from many continents, like Asia and Oceania, America, Africa. The majority of our students come from the Far East of Asia. And in this sense, we have a collaboration and coming students from 114 countries. In our perspective, we have enlarged in the last years many collaboration and agreements for double degree or exchange programs in general. And so you can look to the quite huge numbers of collaboration that we have around the world for international students. So we have an environment in which the international students are welcomed, and we have the habit to work with them. We have a very wide catalog. In fact, we have more than 20 bachelor degrees and quite 30 master degree programs. And heading this, we have also some programs for PhD students, and in which we have the cooperation also with other universities. Mainly, we cover many topics of engineering and architecture, from the classic mechanical, electrical, electronics, to the most update courses like design or data science that are more modern in these years. At this moment, we have mainly a number of students that we output every year. We can change the slide. And we are more than 60,000 students that every year got a degree or bachelor of the master degree. So we have a very huge number of new students that come out from our Polytechnic. Adding this, we are divided, and we have a structure that is divided with departments. And we have 11 departments that covers all the topics of our courses. So we have mainly 4 areas in which we have the industrial engineering departments, information and technologies, industrial engineering and management, and also all the architecture and civil environment. We are also focused on sustainability, and we can try to create a real sustainable campus in which we are trying not just to research sustainability, but to apply in our activities. So we are we pay a lot of attention related to energy consumption, reuse of material, and also all the activity, mobility and transport, and many other activities that can try to create sustainability. Finally, we can talk about the Pecializing Master School, okay, in which I don't see the slides in the screen. And the Pecializing Master School that is our topic is a central school of Politecnico. Okay, we can go on next slide. Okay, the Pecializing Master School and Lifelong Learning School is the school that we created 6 years ago, concentrating previous experiences about the Pecializing Master that, from an Italian point of view, are courses that are developed after the Master of Science degree. And in this kind of activity, we try to follow and which are the necessity of the company, and to update in a very fast way, which are the most necessity of technology and science. So we created courses that we customize on the necessity of the company, and we don't have a very fixed catalog, but we change every year, try to understand which is the real necessity of our territory and in general of the world of work. So our programs are divided this year. We have more or less 18 programs, 18 Specializing Master, and 2 Executive Master programs that in some way we will detail in the next in this webinar. And actually we manage more than 500 students just for this kind of Specializing Master. So this is our focus, and we are very proud about the fact that we have very wide perspective of topics of professors that we enrolled, not just from Politecnico, but also from expert, company expert, of professional that give us their contribution. So I think that this is one a real good opportunity for you to join to some of our programs and to come to Torino and to our Polytechnic. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Professor Raffaele. So at this point, I will leave the floor to Professor De Marco.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to this webinar. I'd like to give you the opinion of a faculty member. I am currently involved as a director of one of the 2 executive master programs that are given by the master school here at Politecnico. Executive master programs are designed for students that are currently or had been involved in professional activities. So typically, the students that attend our executive master programs range from around 26 years old to around 45, 50. So it's for a large range of both seniority and are designed to as part-time programs to help professionals to keep on doing their training and educational programs. We attract students from many parts of Europe. Part-time jobs and part-time learning experience require a little bit of efforts from our students that if they work far away from Torino may join our courses for just a few days per month. For instance, our master program in project management, the one that I coordinate, allows to have a blended training path. A portion of the training activity is done online, with around 20% of the teaching load that can be taken online, while 80% of the program is given in class. And this is done over one long weekend per month, from Thursday to Saturday, which allows students to come from far away. For instance, in our program this year, we had a student from Saudi Arabia joining us every month. What's the purpose of the executive education at Politecnico di Torino, and in particular in our executive master program in project management, which is the one that I want to talk about a little bit more? The idea is to help our technical experts to become managers, and in particular to develop knowledge and competences to allow our students to become competent and effective project managers in a variety of industries and markets. Politecnico di Torino is a technical university, so we are technology focused for sure, but we are engaged into blending technology-oriented competences with managerial practices. So we combine the hard skills and the quantitative methods, which are typical of our schools, with some of the soft skills that business schools can provide. And for instance, our executive master programs are all in partnerships with other the industry or business schools on the market. This will allow our students with the ability to deliver performance in the working environment, and to develop and to contribute to helping the organizations and competent organizations. So the key point and the key word is being able to deliver performance in the business and in innovation and in technology. So our type of teaching is based on action learning, which means that students are blended and introduced to a very practical learning environment. We help our participants to think strategically and being able to lead the change in their organizations and the place they work in, to try to work with innovative technology and to transform innovative technologies into practice, so that students will experiment new knowledge, new skills in real project environment. This will help maybe to translate their ideas and innovations into action very quickly. We are also committed to allow our students to engage into relationship learning, which enables a very friendly environment with professionals, with faculty members, with guests coming from the industry, and with real life experiences, so that they will be networking in their field of expertise, liaise and interact between different partners in the supply chains of their companies. And this will hopefully ignite and help in fueling the innovative culture and the mindset that we hope our participants will gain out of an executive program. So in a keywords, I cannot but suggest you to join one of our executive master programs if you are in your activity and you would like to raise your career path in your company, or if based on a one-year experience or a couple of years of experience, you would like to engage into a career growth so that you may also change your company for the better. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Let's go to our next speaker. Please go ahead.
Thanks a lot. Okay, thanks and hello everyone. Thanks a lot for the Master School to invite me in this presentation. I'd like to present now the specializing master in sports engineering. This is a true specializing master, so it's a master that follows the master science in engineering and try to helping you to achieve new competencies and new knowledge in sports engineering in a sports engineering environment. This master is organized by Politecnico di Torino with the cooperation of Italian Olympic Committee and also with the cooperation and certification by Johan Cruyff Institute and endorsed by Città di Torino, City of Turin. This master born from the expertise of Torino in Politecnico di Torino, in particular of our technical university in sport technology environment, and in Politecnico di Torino we have a different expertises in our topics, and in particular in biometeorology and the meteorology applied for sports, in material for sports with sport gears, that is a very important area of development for the knowledge of the students coming from, for example, mechanical engineering or, for example, chemical or textile engineering. Then sport biomechanics, then bioengineering for sports and exercise, and physiological comfort and sport performance analysis. This is a very wide access master because we can have engineering students, of course, for example, as I do, mechanical or chemical, textile or bioengineering, but also coming from mathematical, physics, statistics, and also from economy. In particular, it is for sport performance analysis and statistical analysis for sport data. Then this master is organized in the area of Biella. This is one of the campus, as I said before, Professor Raffaele. Why Biella? Because Biella is a facilities with sport field. It's a big facility with the textile laboratory of Politecnico di Torino with a climatic chamber. Where we spend in this first edition a lot of time to have tests in field and have a specializing master not only on the classroom but also in the test in the field, to have a lot of practical works for the students. It is for us very important to have a specializing master, so a step forward after the master science. The learning objective of this master is divided in two parts. The first one is the material and processes. The students learn how the material can be developed for sports field. So in particular, strictly linked with sports gear. as for example textile engineering, but also linked with material as ski and tennis racket or also on. And the second area is also very important area, is strictly linked with products and service. So with all the products that is important for the sports company, as data analysis, video analysis, IT in applied to sports, and so on. So important for the support manager, coach, and the other technician working in sport field. Last slide for me is to show very short the study plan of this master. As I said, we are now in the first edition, and we expect to have the start of the second edition in January. The first edition will finish in October with the discussion and presentation of the stage thesis by parts of our students. And we have 10 courses that is moving from sport research method, sport psychology, and sport development till for example, sport engineering and sensor and sport biomechanics and physiology applied to sports. And apart, very important courses strictly linked, as I do, with materials and design for sportswear and sport equipment. Then environmental physics for sport and sport meteorology. This is very important if we think about the next Olympic in Tokyo, where one of the most important topics will be the heating of the Tokyo town, that will affect for sure a lot of race, for example, the endurance sports. And then sport bioengineering, sport performance analysis. 1 week will be developed in the Italian Olympic Committee training center. And this week will be in sport performance analysis for the video analysis, and also in the sport physiology for the test. So we have a lot of merging between theoretical course and the practical course and practical analysis, and we finish with biofluid mechanics and computational fluid mechanics for sports. So we cover, as I do, the two main areas of the sport engineering. One area is the area of the sport material, and the second area is the sport performance analysis. Right now we have our students that, as I do, coming 60% from engineering and 40% from statistics, mathematics, and economics. They are now in stage, and they are quite divided. 50% in some company for the sport materials, as Scarpa, Saleva, and other company of this kind of company, and 50% now involved in sport performance analysis in company as Delta 3, they are worldwide company, or Y Scout for football analysis, or Italian Olympic Committee for sport performance and biomechanics test. The key word for this our master is to be innovative. Innovation in sport is very important. To be very wide, not only focus in engineering studies, but focus prevailing engineering studies, but also mathematics, economics, physics, and other master science. And also very amazing, because the sport, of course, is amazing. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. We will now start with the testimonials. We have Marta Rosso, Carmelo Romato, and Gianluca Nichi. They will tell us about their experience studying in Politecnico di Torino.
Hi, everybody. I am Marta Rosso. I'm 28, and I graduated 4 years ago in management engineering at Politecnico University of Turin. Currently, I work as a project manager in Comau, which is an industrial automation company of FCA Group. So during last year of university, I learned about Polito's master program, and in particular about master degree in industrial automation, which for me was particularly interesting because it was in collaboration with two excellent companies of Turin, Comau and Prima Industry. So taking part in the master, I had the opportunity to deepen and expand my knowledge on some engineering topics, but also to enter full-time into a working reality. This master lasted 2 years and included also the hiring by the company, in my case Comau, with an high-level apprenticeship contract, and participation for the first year to lessons and courses organized by Polito, with the Polito professor and also company manager. The second year instead was dedicated to a project work to be presented and discussed in front of a Polito professor and company manager at the end of the second year. So for me, this master was an enriching element to Comau offer, because all the skills that I improved during the courses helped me in my everyday work. In this slide, you can see, for example, my master courses colleagues. We were 25. We were from all over Italy, and we were all engineers, but different kind of engineer. We were someone of us was management engineers, other mechanical, electrical, mechatronics, and so on. And we create a sort of a network that help us in our work in Comau every day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marta. So now is Carmelo's turn, I believe.
Yeah.
Welcome, Carmelo.
Yes, I'm Carmelo. Hello, everyone. I'm Carmelo, and I, consequently to the master degree held at Politecnico di Torino, I work for Bodino, an engineering company with headquarters in Torino, Swiss, UK, Middle East, and Denmark. I would like to focus my speech on the possibility of knowing unexpected work area that a master can offer. Before attending the master course, I graduated in architecture, spending 1 year in Spain with the LLP Erasmus program and with the LLP Leonardo program. Then I come back to Italy, working as a designer for an Italian retail chain. In 2015, I decided to get the master in interior exhibit and retail design at Politecnico di Torino, but I have no idea about the job I would carry out. So once finished the master course, I started the internship in Bodino company. Bodino company is an international EPC general contractor company with more than 18 years of history, specialized in different construction activities like architectural finishes, fit out, special structure, expo pavilion, museum, timber structure, and facade. When I start the internship in Bodino, I overlooked the many areas that involves an engineering process. And I immediately start working at the tender department, facing my internship as a challenge because I had no knowledge about the tender process. Today, after 3 years, I still work in the tender department as a pre-qualification specialist. I draft the pre-qualification documents and qualification documents. So I work for the QHSE department too, mostly for an important project in Denmark, and interfacing with a lot of foreign specialists in Italy and Denmark too. To carry out my actual job, I face many responsibility because a lot of company works depend on tender process. So thinking about my experience and my experience on the interior exhibit and retail master, I would say that a master represents a possibility, and it must not be faced only with an academic point of view, but thinking about the multicultural realities that it can show. Furthermore, a master can give you the possibility to develop a professional network not only in your country, but also at international level. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Carmelo. And now we have our last testimonial, which is Gianluca Nicchi.
Hello, good morning, good evening to everybody. This is Gianluca. I'm 47 years old, so probably one of the oldest here. I graduated very few years ago at Politecnico of Turin. I am an engineer, and I work as a PMO in Sumerico, which is an automotive company owned by a Japanese group. So I joined the company 3 years ago, almost, and when I joined the company, I was already working as a project manager. But as a matter of fact, it was not, yes, go please. It was not, what carried me to that career was not a precise will to become a project manager, but a matter of fate. In 2018, they asked me to change a little bit my job to become a project manager office head. What all I needed at that time was something that that was not in my hand, like tools and understanding of the context and knowledge of the project management office itself. I was lucky because I got in touch with Politecnico of Turin, since we were doing some agreement for some stagiaire, so I knew about this opportunity, and I joined the master in project program and portfolio management for business innovation. This was very helpful. This allowed me to be able to understand all the needs of my company, finally, at the end. The master was about 10 months. I was able finally to understand and to learn all the tools together with the soft skills that I was missing. I have been able during this time to deploy all these knowledges into the company, and finally I have been able to set up the PMO office that I was asked to do. So just to summarize my experience with Politecnico and the executive master I did, I have been able to get important advantages for my company, getting all the competencies that I was needing, and this even allowed me to a professional announcement. So thank you very much for the Polytechnic.
Thank you. Thank you to all our speakers, Professor Carlo Raffaele, Professor Alberto De Marco, Alessandro Pezzoli, Marta Rosso, Carmelo Romato, and Gianluca Nicchi. Now we're going to start with the questions. I'll let our speakers drink a glass of water, and we will soon begin. I want to thank our participants too for joining, and you will receive all the information on Politecnico di Torino in an email from Doxity in the following days. So if you need, if you still have doubts, if you still have questions, you can contact Politecnico di Torino directly. Let's start with the questions, and I think this is the most important one from Sajid. He says, what are the requirements, the procedures to apply to Politecnico di Torino? Professor Carlo Raffaele, would you like to detail us the procedure?
Yeah, we are talking, of course, about just the specializing master, okay?
Yes.
The application for a specialized master depends when we open the application. So it depends when we start with the specific initiatives. We start in different moments along the year. So you have to check when the application is open. After that, on the website of the master, There are all the instructions about the documents and no data that we need to guarantee the possibility of application. For some country, the most difficult thing is to obtain the visa, okay, from our embassy or anyway for the international exchange. So pay attention to this issue, okay. On the other elements, for each master, the description and all the instruction that we put on the website are normally very clear for all the students.
Okay, good. That's very good advice. And we have another question regarding the partnerships that Politecnico di Torino has with other universities from other countries.
I think that perhaps De Marco could answer because he's involved in international agreement.
Okay. Professor De Marco, do we have partnerships with universities from other countries?
Well, we have multiple partnerships and agreements for student exchange with many universities all around the world. Primarily, most of those partnerships stand at the PhD and Master of Science levels. However, there may be opportunities also for second level specializing master's degrees. And those agreements are open, and it could be the individual opportunity for single students to take the opportunity of spending periods of their, for instance, final project at other universities in other countries.
Okay. We have Katerina. She was asking if we have a program in big data or math engineering.
No. At this moment, we have an executive master on digital transformation for companies. So we are the master is focusing which is the impact of the new technology and big data and artificial intelligence on the organization of companies. We don't have a real just a master on big data or just on the scientific part of this topic. We are just starting with a Master of Science, a Bachelor and a Master of Science about this topic, but it's another course.
Okay. We have a question about automation, specializing master. Is Italian mandatory for this program?
No, Marta Rosso attended this course, this master, and the master on automation that in some ways is the 7th edition for us is in English.
Yeah, all courses and also presentation and also final exam and everything is in English.
Okay, perfect. And what is the requirement for the English certificate?
Most of the English language requirement are IELTS 5.0 or equivalent. And all participants in this webinar may be looking at detailed equivalence of certificates on our portal at polito.it website.
Okay, great. We have a few questions regarding scholarships, opportunities, or costs of the specializing masters. Is there any way to apply for a scholarship?
The conditions are really variable, in the sense that the cost of the master don't have a fixed price. but they depend from the activity that we do, the collaboration that we have, the support that we have from external institutions. So we have a range that starts from 2,000 euro to 10,000 euro. Okay. The possibility to have a scholarship depends as well from the specific activity, the specific master, depending from support from the companies, interest from foundations, and other institutions that can have an agreement or a collaboration with us for the specific master. When we launch the new activity on the website, there are all the information about the possibility to have partially or total scholarships.
Okay, great. What about the cost of living in Torino and the cost of housing, food, books? Jairo is asking.
Well, Torino is not a very expensive city because you can find many arrangements in university apartments or campuses or private flats with that you can split with other students. And also for the food, etc., there are many canteens that you can use as students. So it's not really expensive comparative with, I think, not comparative with Italy or with many other European cities.
Okay, Professor De Marco, can we rewind to the English certificate requirement? We have Ruby says he or she has studied English as an undergraduate. So would this applicant have to take a proficiency test?
Either a proficiency test or an IELTS score with an equivalent of 5.0 or a higher level. So proficiency is enough.
Even if she already studied English before as...
No, sorry. Another way is to just demonstrate that the participant has obtained a degree, a diploma from an institution which language of teaching as a medium of instruction is the English language.
Okay.
In that case, it's not mandatory to take an English language certificate.
Okay. I'm going to select Anika's question. She is asking, what are the possibilities of getting a job after a master's, a specializing master's? And I think that also our testimonials can contribute to this answer.
I think that there are a lot of possibilities to find a job after the master. In my opinion, for example, in my experience, I get the master and I start the internship in the company when I continues to work today. So I work in the same company from 3 years, and it's a company that was a partner of a master.
Yeah, also in my case, I begin master in Comau with this apprenticeship contract, and then at the end of the master and the end of the contract, I was hired full-time. So for me, it's the same.
Just an information, our data say us that more than 95% of students get a job in a very short time, okay? Because most of the specializing master are connected to companies.
What is the percentage again, Professor Raffaele?
More than 95%.
More than 95%. Okay, that's very, very good.
Consider that for each master we don't have more than 25-30 students. Okay, it's the maximum that we have. So they are very, very focused program that we have. There were just the questions about just adding information about the scholarship, because there are many questions about the scholarship. We don't have a general possibility to ask for scholarship. Okay, so there is no part of our website in which you can ask for scholarship. The possibility to have the scholarship is related to the single master, okay? Because each master has one singular economical story, okay? And for the application, not just for the scholarship, but also for the application, of course, we can have a selection using the online tools. So it's not necessary to come to Italy for the selection.
Okay. We have a few participants that are interested in the automotive engineering programs. Hafiz, he says that he is interested in this, and also we have someone that is already finishing studying physics. Would that be okay to apply?
Yes, for the first question, in the sense that at this moment we have two masters on vehicles, one on electrified vehicles, and so all the technology for the electrification of the engine. And the second one about autonomous vehicles and smart logistics. So in this case, we are trying to follow which are the recent and more update requests from the companies.
Okay.
For the second, for physics or applied sciences like physics, etc., the answer is no, because our specialized master are related to company necessities. So we are not doing research in specialized master or theoretical, or we not develop theoretical topics.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Raffaele. And now I would like to ask from Giovanni to Director Pezzoli. He is interested in the sports engineering master. He is asking when will the program begin? And he also says, are there possibilities for students of bachelors in sports to participate in the engineering sports?
Okay, the second edition of the Sport Engineering Master, we will start in January 2020, so in the Olympic year, and we finish in December 2020. This is because the first edition we will finish in October 2019, so we need 2-3 months to restart, and then we will have in January 2020 the start of the second edition. So stay in touch with the webpage of Politecnico in September to see for the open and open submission for the new edition. And then this is a second level specializing master. So to enter in this master, you need to have a master science. So the free bachelor plus 2 years master science or master engineering. So this is the, the level minimum to enter in this specializing master.
Okay, it's good to know the requirements. Thank you very much. Professor Raffaele, Professor De Marco, how important are the grades in order to be accepted by Politecnico di Torino? Rafael says he doesn't really have good grades in university, but he has a good CV. Could he still be accepted to a specializing master, or are the grades really important when selecting a student?
I may get an answer.
I think that we have lost the connection. I'm really sorry. I think we're having technical issues. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start again, Professor De Marco.
Okay. The programs that we are introducing now are the post-grad specializing masters. So while to enter a Master of Science 2 years program, grades from the bachelor level are very important as a selection criteria. For the post-grad specializing master, this is not that important. So it would be, for example, considered a period of professional experience rather than good grades. This makes the difference in between a Master of Science program and a specializing post-grad program.
Okay, great. I think Rafael is very happy with that answer. These specializing masters are all taught in Italy, so the person has to be there in Italy. It's not distance learning, correct?
Hello. We have masters in Italian or in English, if I will understand the question. Okay. And
yes.
Yeah, so we have a program in Italian or in English. You can check on the website, and it's defined if the course is also in English. But
okay,
quite half of the masters are in English.
Okay, good. We have Annika asking about the professional experience. This is a requirement, as we understood, Professor De Marco, to apply, correct?
For instance, to apply to the Executive Master Program in Project Management, there is a minimum of 6 months of professional experience after graduating.
Okay, Annika, there is your answer. So you need at least 6 months of professional experience. Are all the bachelor's degrees accepted? For example, we have Ranak. He says he studied engineering in the French system. Would this degree allow him to enroll in this program?
As far as the Executive Master Program in Project Management is concerned, yes. All kind of engineering degree are acceptable as a criterion, as an access and as an eligibility criterion.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
But you should be checking for other programs. There might be different rules. So each individual program could have different eligibility criteria. So our participants are encouraged to check on our website.
Okay, thank you very much. Everyone, you have the link to Politecnico di Torino and also the emails if you still have questions about the specializing masters. And if you have any doubts, you can contact our speakers using that email. We still have a couple of minutes if you have questions. I would like to leave this time as of right now for our speakers for their last words. Professor Raffaele, Professor De Marco, the Director Pezzoli, our testimonials. Would you like to add something else to this webinar?
Not really. I should be very happy to answer to your questions. We know that we have a very wide proposal about masters, and so I think that you can find many possibilities to join us for the next future.
Great, thank you very much. From Politecnico di Torino, any final words, advice? Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. We don't have any more questions. to our participants, if you still have doubts about your background, about the specializing masters, we will send you an email with the contacts of Politecnico di Torino. I hope that you have enjoyed this webinar, and I hope to see you very soon. Thank you very much, Professor Carlo Raffaele, Professor De Marco, Director Pezzoli, and our testimonials for your availability in this webinar, and to everyone that has joined from all over the world.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you, everyone. Bye. Ciao.
Bye.